Warning, this is spoiler filled as usual. If you have not watched The Boys season 4, episode 7, click off the video now, but then come back later, okay? After you've watched, and let's talk about it. Without further ado, though, let's get into this episode. Get it, don't be timid when you in it, love upon it, give along, need it. My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? Y'all, this episode started out, and I was like, if I don't ever see Dreamweaver again on The Boys, it'll be way too soon, all right? Between he and the Deep, they are probably two of my least favorite soups of all time. It's just nasty, just gross, okay? But Firecracker's doing her diligence. She's doing the mission to discover who the true leak is, right? Because she revealed at the end of episode 6 that the true leak was not Cameron, who they unalived unabashedly, okay? And so they again need to know who got the suit. You know what I mean? Who got the suit? Who got the suit? Who got the suit? And so Homelander and Firecracker go in, question him, make lightweight work of him, all right? Because, information he's giving it all out, okay? Meanwhile, there's a meeting Sister Sage wasn't invited to. She gets there because she thought the meeting started at 11. It started at 10. And they said, Sage, who's the leak? Okay, because who you told us was the leak wasn't. At that moment, Homelander says, look, you have brains, but I've got the wisdom. And what if your brain is damaged again, like it was when you got the blicky hole in it? You know what I mean? What do we do then? Me and Firecracker will take care of the leak. You just worry about the 6th, the shooter on the 6th. Coincidence? I think not. Again, y'all, it's always been political. It just seems like it is so extremely political this season. But anyway, I digress. And so A-Train sees her, right? Because he's overhearing, listening, ear hustling, whatever you want to call it. And he follows Sister Sage, and she goes to meet with who they're calling the Lee Harvey, right? Lee Harvey Oswald. If you know, you know, okay? And he sees Lee Harvey and Sage and is like, okay, I've got the tea. Let me report back to Mother's Milk and all that. Meanwhile, we see Deep and Octo Dusty, I'm going to call her that, and they're having a whole conversation, and it's so disgusting. I don't want to hear about his mouth, his tongue. I don't want to hear anything about Deep, if I can be honest with you. Then we see Starlight on a phone call with her mama, and she's like, Mama, you got to get out of there. It's not safe. And the mama's like, oh, in the desert, and me and my friend were talking about your AB situation, right? With the baby that she was pregnant with. They're looking up to you. You're a superstar. You're a soup. And she's like, I'm a person, Mom. And really, we could have gone completely without this dialogue. I don't care. I don't care, Starlight. Until you start using some powers, I really don't care at this point. You're just such a weakling. You're like Huey at this point. I don't know. I don't like it. And so Butcher comes back to the boys and is like, listen, I've got Samir. And they're like, you took off his leg. And he's like, yeah, I did. But here's the thing. He has a virus, but if we engineer it, it'll be a genocide to all the soups, right? And they're like, no. And he's like, I don't want that blood on my hands. Meanwhile, Kessler's in his head like, yes, you do. You want a whole bloodbath. That's what you want. And he's like, no, that's not what I want. I got somebody, Frenchie. It re-enter Frenchie into the storyline. And again, did we need Frenchie back? I knew he was going to be needed at some point, and I'm just glad he's not being used for evil, but for good. And so we get Frenchie back. Mallory pulled a few strings. Butcher is like, you and Kamiko go with Samir, figure out how to engineer this virus to not be as lethal, right? Because we just need it for Vic, Newman, and Homelander. These are the two people that we need it for. And I'm like, okay. Frenchie is out of the Pinta again. I really don't care. Ryan is doing his little Muppet show and he can't get behind it, right? Because they're trying to basically get the kids to tell on their parents if they are Starlighters. If they are anti-Homelander, tell on them so then we can put them in internment camps. And he just can't reconcile it. He's not feeling it. He goes back to the apartments and he's got all the presents in the world, but no daddy. Homelander can't be bothered. Homelander's not a father. Come on. And so he's looking under the tree and he finds one. And, you know, it's like, you little see you next Tuesday. And he knows that's from Butcher. And immediately you can see he's getting his resolve and he's feeling, I guess, good again. Ryan vacillates. He's so young. We still don't know which way he'll go. You know what I mean? MM is officially done. He says, listen, I fell out on the job. I'm not intended to be anyone's skipper. Butcher, the job is back to you. He goes and talks to Wifey and says, listen, let's go. Here's some money. Here's some this. Here's some that. Meanwhile, Homelander done sent the Deep and Black Noir to the boys' headquarters to take them out. Don't send the Deep to do anything and be successful. And Noir is not that far behind them, because what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Starlight didn't even have no powers. You were fighting mere mortals during this. And I was really hoping that we were going to get to see Kessler come out of Butcher, these worms, the snakes, whatever they are. I was hoping we were going to get to see, again, whatever he did to Ezekiel, because he was like, do what you did to them. Do what you did to him. Do what you did to him. Meanwhile, A-Train has to come in and help them with the fight. And so now he's exposed. He runs back to Ashley like, they know about me. We need to get out of here. She's like, you know, we could go here. We could go here. But I'm not going to go anywhere. Then we see her glance to a picture of herself in her, I guess, feminist, riotous days. And is Ashley going to put herself on the altar to be taken out? I don't know. I think we'll be memorializing too. A-Train and Ashley. I think they're both going to go out. But as we find out by the end of the episode, A-Train and his family are gone. MM comes back to Wifey after this whole situation at the boys' headquarters and is like, look, I can't go with you. Here's $10K in cash. I'm changing all my accounts over to you and my baby. Y'all go, be safe. And, you know, they embrace, they kissed. And I'm like, was this supposed to be like a reunion? Again, bringing us back here and we really don't care. It makes me feel like Mother's Milk is going to be out of here too. Deep unalives his octopusy lover. Aww. And Sage gets fired, honey, because they confront her. They say A-Train was the link. Homelander acts like he wants to cry about it. Sage comes in. He's like, oh, I knew it was him, but he was like our perfect leak. You know what I mean? I was feeding him wrong intel and it was perfect. And Homelander's like, listen, you're fired. Go back to that nothing apartment in Detroit and die alone. That's what he said to her. But you promised. And I'm like, come on. So y'all got Sister Sage going out so bad. And I'm really aggravated about it. Because, again, I didn't like how y'all placed her initially. And now it's like she's the smartest person on earth but didn't see any of this coming. Got outwitted by Firecracker. What are y'all really trying to say? And then the whole fact that she was screwing Noir and the Deep. Like, I don't know what your intentions are with this portrayal, but I don't think it lands the way y'all think it would or should land. I didn't like any of it. I'm going to just sit you right there. But the difference was, I guess, she lobotomized herself to get down with the Deep, but Noir, she wanted to be fully cognizant and aware of what was going on there. Meanwhile, Huey is dreaming about Starlight and them getting busy. And again, this is the only close interaction we've seen between them in his dreams. Again, we do not care. Like, if y'all would just focus on the main thing, make the main things, and stop focusing on these little side stories that we care nothing about, it would make for such a better watch experience, right? Right. Okay. Ryan takes a stand, honey. He is on his little show and he is like, listen, if you have a family, love your family. Don't snitch on your family. And I was like, you better stand up for what's right, Ryan. But what's that going to do with his repercussions with his father? Who knows? Who knows? MM, Butcher, Starlight go to the bar and, just, having a drink after everything is said and done. Butcher's just sick as a dog, just as sick as he wants to be. I'm thinking the monster's going to take over any moment, any second now. And Starlight, someone comes up and asks for her picture, which I thought was a little bit odd, And so anyway, fast forward to the end of the episode. Huey's in there. She comes to check on him and we see this person with the eyes flitting. Now, earlier in the episode, we saw a new soup who could peel off her skin. Huey and Starlight went looking for Harvey Lee. Okay. And that's who they bumped into. Well, apparently when she was at this bar, the person who took that pic, honey, put her under and has her locked away, chained to the ground, and her powers aren't working, so she can't even do nothing. It's silly. It's silly, y'all. I don't know. That's what I got for y'all for The Boys. Season 4, episode 7. Drop in the comments if I left anything out. If y'all can tell, I wasn't super enthused about it. I wasn't, y'all. But be on the lookout. Hit the notification bell because we will be going live at some point. Just probably not tomorrow. So just keep your notification bell on. And if you're still here and you haven't subscribed, what's going on? What's going on? Hit the subscribe button, y'all. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.